Hello, I am Tenkai, and this is a little tutorial, you could say, of how to assemble my robots. So let's say that you downloaded the files for, in this case, Kitsune, which is the robot that I used in Road Challenge of this year. From my GitHub, you downloaded the files and printed all the files. So I will show you how you should assemble the robot, okay? So right here I have, which is the base. I have here the chassis here, and I have the motor bracket. Okay, this is already with the motors mounted, but you should be printing something like this. Okay, so let's start with the base. The base is pretty simple. In this case, I made it out of metal to have more weight at the bottom, but you can use any material. Like if you can't machine it, you can just print it, maybe add some weight afterwards. I put some line sensors in here, like this. I just use hot glue to put it in place. And I have already soldered all the components, like the sensors, the sensors basically, to my board, which is the 10 board. You can get the files for this board as well on my GitHub. Okay. So once you have the base and once you have like the board with all the sensors attached to it, what you're going to do is get the chassis. In this case, the chassis will have some holes where you can put heated inserts. In this case, I put M2 heated inserts in here for the holes of the 10 board. But if you are using another board, you can just modify the files and put the holes in whatever position you like, okay? And just put 2 heated inserts in here. These are M3. What I recommend for this chassis is that you print it with 100% infill, because either way, if you print it like me, I think this is 60% or 40% infill. Once you put the screws, it will crack some parts. So to prevent this, I recommend that you print the parts in 100% infill. Okay. So once you have this, what you're going to do is, let me just move the camera a little bit. Okay. So here are going to be our main sensors for the front. So you're going to grab your sensors and just snap it in place. Let me just zoom in so you guys can see better. Okay. Sorry for the quality, my phone camera is not that good. Okay, let me just... Okay. So I have the chassis right here. What you're going to do is put the sensors and you just put it like so, like this. It should just be pressure fit, like it doesn't move. Okay, but if for some reason it moves or something, you can just use hot glue or double-sided tape. Okay, just put this here. Your front sensors are in place. Okay, now for the side sensors, in this case I'm going to use JSUMO sensors. These are modified as well. It's just a simple mode of sanding down a little bit the sides, putting new cables, because I don't like the cables that it comes with. Okay, so this one is pretty simple as well. You just put it in place like so. It should just snap right in place. And this one also just goes in here, like so. And now you have all your sensors done. Once you have done this done, let me just zoom out. Okay, let me just zoom in a little bit. Okay, once you have that, you can just attach the board, the main PCB, to the chassis. So I'm using M2 screws. Okay. Like this. Let me just. Okay. I'm sorry that I'm not showing you this as well. It's a little bit complicated to assemble it while filming. So let me just put this right here. Okay. It lines up. Okay. Let me just unscrew this a little bit because it didn't went well. Okay, this one goes here. This one goes here. Okay, and now it should be in place like so. It moves a little bit because the length of the screws is not ideal, but you know it's okay. All right, so I have this one here. Oh, a sensor just came out. I have to resolder that again, but I will do that later. Okay. So once you have the board in place, what you're going to do is flip the chassis, and you're going to use these screws right here. These are M3 by 1 centimeter. These are flathead, and I use socket. Hex, sorry, is hex. Okay, so once you have that, just put this screw here. Let me just get my tip, and you just screw that in place like so. Okay, now the other side should be pretty easy. Like okay, screw it. I'm going to screw this side a little bit more. Okay, and now you should have your base and your chassis attached, and it should be pretty sturdy. Like it doesn't move or anything. It's pretty solid. Okay. Now that you have that, you're going to assemble the motor bracket. As I told you, you're just going to put some heated inserts and preheated inserts in here and in here. The important ones are these ones because they are going to be attached to these holes of the base like this. Okay. So I have here my gym motor system already with the heated inserts and with the motors. So usually when you got this, what you're going to do is get a motor like this. Just put the cable through it. Let the cable go through the middle hole. It should be enter. It should enter. It's going to be a little bit loose, but as you can see, there are 4 holes where you can put oppressors, and you know, when you put the oppressors, it should be like this, and it shouldn't move. Like it's pretty hard to get up. Okay, once you have that, it's pretty easy. You just have to put it in here like so. Now let me just move my camera a little bit because it's okay. Okay, so I'm going to put this screw right here. Okay, I'm going to put a screw right here. Is this the correct one? Yeah. Okay, screw it with a little bit of force. And now your robot is done. Okay, if you want to put a flag system, you can put this flag system in here, which is the Tamashi flag system. It's pretty easy to assemble. You just have to get the parts printed, and you have the which is the base. You have to put the servo in the flag system and just put some screws so it doesn't move. Okay, and I'm using M3 screws as well in here, but this is a socket M3 screw. You just have to put it in here Let me. Okay. Just have to put the master flag system in here, like so. Let me just zoom in. Okay. Just gonna put this here. Put this. Oh, sorry. Here, and the Tamashi flag system is attached to the body. Okay. Let me zoom out. And now you have your robot. It's done. The only thing left to do is, just do some cable management. In this case, I'm going to attach the motors to the connectors, like so. Attach the servo, like this, and you have your robot done. Usually I put a ramp, like this one, in here, so it's a little bit easier to lift the opponents. Just use some double-sided tape or some hot glue to attach the ramp, and you have your robot. For example, in this one, I'm going only to use only a flag, like this one. So I just use like the attachment that came with the servo and just attach it in here. But if you're going to use a double flag system, you can just like print the left gear and the right gear and attach it in the master flag system, and it works pretty well as well. So you can just modify it as whatever you like. So that was the video. If you have any questions, just let me know.